I have the key to the Kia Sorento Plug-In Hybrid, a mid-size SUV that packs in 3 rows and about 30 miles of all-electric range. So today we're gonna see what it's like to live with on a daily basis. We're gonna run some errands, make a Costco run, and see what it's like to have a Kia Sorento Plug-In Hybrid as a daily driver. So the Sorento is a family 3-row crossover. It's a bit larger than something like a Toyota RAV4, a bit smaller than a Toyota Highlander. This generation Sorento was originally introduced back in 2021, but it's recently undergone a mid-cycle refresh. The Sorento comes in a ton of different trim levels. I think there's like 12 to choose from. And this is the SX Prestige Plug-in Hybrid. It's the most expensive in the Sorento lineup, but it's also the nicest. Gives you about 30 miles of all-electric range. Here is the charging port back here on the passenger side. So the Sorento kind of has your standard crossover SUV look to it, especially from the side profile, but the front end looks pretty nice with some cool looking headlights and daytime running lights. Not a huge fan of this little piece of trim here on the side, but other than that, it's unoffensive. It looks purposeful. So when you step inside the Sorento, my overall impressions are that this is very nice. It's not like high-end luxury, but it definitely has an upscale look to it. It feels like they took some time and care in the design here and try to make it look fancy, you know? It looks pretty fancy. So this being the top of the line SX Prestige, there is a ton of adjustability in the seat. Very easy to find a comfortable seating position. The leather looks nice. These are heated and cooled. So yeah, if I put my seat all the way back, I have more than enough legroom here. Lots of headroom, even with this sunroof. From side to side, it's not the widest here. I have kind of long legs and my knees do bump up against the center console a little bit, but it's not that bad. Steering wheel looks very nice. Right behind that steering wheel is a very clean and minimal digital gauge cluster. There's a few different options here for showing information. And when you turn on your turn signal, this has the option of showing you your blind spot there, which is pretty nice. Right here in the center is Kia's latest infotainment system. I really like it. These icons are gigantic and chunky, no squinting to try to figure out what you're looking for while you're driving. I love that. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Super responsive. I love this system, it's great. Now, if you've seen some of my other Kia videos, you'll know that I'm not a fan of this climate control system right here. It's sort of a dual purpose climate control / infotainment control system. You have this toggle right here, switches back and forth. You know, I've dealt with this in many different Kias and I've slightly started to not hate it as much as I used to. It's fine, you get used to it, but it is one of those systems that you do kind of have to look down at while you're using it rather than just operating it by feel. Not my favorite system, but probably not a deal breaker. We do have 2 knobs here that control the temperature when it's in climate control mode and control the volume and tune when it's in infotainment mode. You have a little cover here to close off where your phone might be to charge, although this door feels a little flimsy. Decently sized cup holders, a lot of stuff down here, a rotary knob to select your gears, a bunch of different driving modes, hill descent control. This Sorento has everything. Decently sized center console. Yeah, that's actually pretty big. A little place to store your phone right here. Little pocket for your key. Yeah, it's not the nicest interior I've ever been in, but it's very nice for this class of vehicle. I feel like it's decent for the price point. Good job, Kia. All right, let's check out the back seat. All right, so I got my seat right there set for myself. I'm 6'3", decent amount of legroom right back here. Let's move this back a little bit. I feel like my seat's a little bit too high. There we go, a little bit too upright. Yeah, it's pretty nice back here. What do we have back here? You got charging ports that are in the back of the seat. You've got a 12-volt outlet. Actually, I have a 110-volt outlet right back there down at the bottom. Got some vents, cup holders here in the door. Yeah, it looks pretty nice back here. You got shades. As you can see, my kid's booster seat fits back here quite well. Now, if you wanted a seat 7 in a Kia Sorento plug-in hybrid, that's not gonna be an option for you because a bench is not available here. If you wanted a bench, you have to go for a lower trim non-plug-in hybrid. But yeah, seats are comfortable. Headroom's okay. It's not the greatest, but it's acceptable for someone my height. All right, so now we have to talk about this third row because it's an occasional use third row. I guess I'll go back there. I really don't want to. It's not gonna be fun. Now, obviously, if I wanted to get into this third row, I could go right through the center. If you're a kid, that might be the way to go, so you don't have to deal with moving the seat. But if we actually wanna put the seat forward so you can get in the back, press this button right here on the top. And as you can see, not a whole lot of room to get back there. This certainly is not a minivan. I will say this, it's not great for someone that's 6'3". It's pretty awful, but it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. This would be totally fine for kids, or if you had to lug around an adult on a very rare occasion. They will definitely complain, but it can be done. But what do we have back here? A place for your phone. Actually, there's charging ports back here, so your backseat passengers will be quite happy. Get me out. Right, as you can see back here, I have some camera gear and I can barely fit anything behind this third row. 12.6 cubic feet of space, which is smaller than some compact sedans. So not great, But, you know, if you only have to carry 5 people, you can put down one side, and then you have a little bit more space. Obviously quite easy to then put down the other side. So obviously once you have those third row seats down, a lot more space, about 45 cubic feet of room back here. And like I mentioned, you can press this button right here to put those down. I'm not gonna move that one down because I got my kid's car seat there, but as you can see, lots of space in here once you get all those seats folded. And here is the charging cable. I'm kind of wondering, is there space for that cable down here? Let's see. No space for that cable. So later in the video, we'll do a Costco run to see how much stuff we can fit back here. All right, trivia question. What kind of engine is in this 2025 Kia Sorento Plug-In Hybrid? Do you know?
No.
A bunch of chinchillas under the hood?
Yes.
Yes. Actually, it's a 1.6 liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder. Oh, I know, no chinchillas. It's got a single electric motor, 261 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. We've got all-wheel drive here. We got a 6-speed automatic transmission. Yep, no chinchillas. Sorry, kiddo.
How rude.
How rude. How fast do you think we can get to 60 miles per hour in seconds? What would your guess be?
20 milliseconds.
20 milliseconds, that's very fast. Actually, no, it's 7.5 seconds approximately, which is about average for a family crossover. So what makes this mid-size family 3-row crossover pretty interesting is that you can get 30 miles of all-electric range if you charge up the battery. It's a 13.8 kilowatt hour battery. So if you have a lot of short trips that you need to do and you can charge in between them or charge at night, chances are you might not use that much gasoline at all. And in terms of efficiency, you can get 74 miles per gallon equivalent, which is pretty great. Not as good as the RAV4 plug-in hybrid though, but this one does offer more space. And if you run out of juice on that battery and it's just in regular hybrid mode, it can do 33 miles per gallon, which is decent. So charging isn't super fast. If you have a level 2 charger, it can take 3.5 hours to get that battery topped up. If you're using a 110 volt cable like is included here, it could take overnight. I've been driving this car all week, barely used any gas at all. It still says it's almost running a plug-in hybrid. I'd recommend that you have a place that you can plug it in on a regular basis. Otherwise, you're just not gonna take advantage of that larger battery and take advantage of the improved efficiency that you can get with a plug-in. So if you live in an apartment and you don't have a place to plug it in, maybe just go with a hybrid. But if you live at a house or you have an apartment that has a place for you to plug in, then this could be a good option. All right, trivia time. How much do you think this car is?
$10,500.
$10,500. And it's Price is Right rules. If you go over, then you lose.
$49,550.
You're very close. With this top of the line SX Prestige, we're at $54,000.
But I was under, so I win.
Yeah, so you win. Can anybody guess what the average new car price is in the United States as of like a month ago?
40,000.
60,000.
60,000. You know, if you guys just met in the middle, it's actually $50,000 approximately.
Okay.
So this is slightly over the average new car price. What is your thought on the interior? Go.
I like the dashboard. I love how you feel like it's roomy.
Yeah,
I
it's
always
also
like
kind of low.
Yeah, I like that.
It's easy to tell where the front of the car is too, which
Yeah.
is nice. It was pretty easy to drive around a parking lot. Pretty easy to park. It's not too gigantic. All right, so this 2025 Kia Sorento all-wheel drive plug-in hybrid SX Prestige. Whew, that was a mouthful. So this comes to just under $55,000 after destination charge. So obviously this is the top of the line Sorento plug-in hybrid, but you can get a slightly cheaper version of this. But even so, the RAV4 plug-in hybrid might be a slightly better value. It gives you more range. It's a little bit cheaper, but it doesn't have that bonus third row, and the cargo capacity is smaller. So a little bit of a trade-off there. All right, that's gonna be it for today. If you like this video and you wanna see more like it, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon so you can get notified of all my new videos. If you'd like to help support the channel, please buy a Hello Road t-shirt or hat at helloroad.tv/shop. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're well, and I'll see you soon.